Hi there, welcome to our latest bonus chat. This was recorded as part of our Leinster v Lions wrap pod. If you missed it, be sure to check it out on Apple, Spotify, and all the other usual places. Now, there's just one round of matches left in this season's United Rugby Championship and still a lot to play for in next week's final round. Of course, it's the top 8 who make the quarterfinals, and as things stand, all 4 Irish provinces are still in the mix. Unlike a lot of other tournaments, the final matches are not played at the same time. So myself and Conor are going to look at the table first and then walk through the 8 fixtures in order to see how the weekend could unfold. So as things stand right now, we've got Glasgow on top with 60 points, the Stormers 59, Leinster 58, very tight, 54, the Bulls 53, the Lions very close, they're all 50s, Munster 51, Cardiff 50, and Ulster also 50 with Connacht on just 49. They're the only contenders. 8 out of those 9 are going to make up the quarterfinalists. Now, we'll start off on Friday evening, Conor. There's 3 fixtures happening then, and that will have a big impact on whether Leinster can get into the top 2.
It really will, because we've got Cardiff and Stormers and Ulster and Glasgow. Looking at the table as it currently stands, Ulster absolutely 100%, completely and utterly need a win. They absolutely need a win. They need to get, if they don't win, if Ulster lose, there are a lot of things that can happen that put them out of quarterfinals. And I know that they're going to have one eye on Bilbao the following week. And I hope that doesn't pull focus, because, my God, we could do with a favour. We can absolutely do with them turning over Glasgow. I honestly thought they'd get the better of Stormers as well, and that late penalty try, and is it a penalty try? Is it not a penalty try? And there's a whole load of other debates going on there, and I'm not getting into that. But that draw kept Stormers in second this week. If they had lost that, we'd be in second now, and I'd be feeling a little bit more comfortable than I actually am on this. The other game, Cardiff versus Stormers, that's another one where we absolutely want Cardiff doing us a favour. I want to see the Cardiff that beat us in that game. I want to see them coming out to with a plan, with an idea of how to stop Stormers. I don't know. I think I might be asking a bit too much, because Cardiff on the tiebreakers, it goes number of match points followed by number of wins, then it's points difference, tries 4, and then it's points scored. And of the top 9 teams, Cardiff are the only one with a negative points difference. They've got minus 25, which for all their wins, the losses have been big. Can they do us a favour? I'd love, but I mean, realistically, what we want on that Friday is Cardiff winning, preferably denying Stormers a bonus point, and we want Ulster winning and doing the same to Glasgow, denying them a bonus point. The way Glasgow the way Glasgow lost to Toulon and then went out the following week and didn't have a great game again, I think if Ulster are really switched on, they can do that. So they can definitely do us that favour. And then for the other game that night is Edinburgh versus Connacht. Connacht with a bonus point win, please and thank you. Connacht with a bonus point win would absolutely, it would put them in the best spot for getting out of the for getting into the final 8. The problem is they are then dependent on other results as well. So I drew out the table based on who wins and who loses. I think when it comes to Saturday, 2 of those games are utterly irrelevant. Shark Zebra, Scarlets Dragons bears no impact on the final 8. They none of them can make it. I think realistically Sharks are going to hammer Zebra, who will be a bit switched off. Although I'd love to see Zebra coming out and saying, you know what, we've only one last chance to get a third win. Let's bloody do it. And the Scarlets Dragons match, again, it won't impact anything. But then you've got Bulls and Benetton. Like the Benetton who played against us rather than the Benetton who played Sharks yesterday. Like, they were awful. And you're looking at it going, how did they shut us down as well as they did? How did they finish tries as well as they did? And then play like that? It drove me bananas looking at that and wondering, like, why couldn't that Benetton show up 2 weeks ago?
It's like Benetton kept the Benetton that we know sort of locked in a shed for the whole season until they played us. Then they let him out for a day, and then put him back again.
I want to see him come out like that again.
Yeah.
Realistically, I think the way Bulls have improved as the season has gone on, borrowing a whole load of South African coaches has clearly helped. To take them and build them up more, build them back into a team who made a final last year. I don't know what they were lacking for a while, but a lot of it's come back. They're currently sitting in 4th, and I'm expecting them to get a bonus point win on Saturday next week. And then we play those pesky birds.
Mm-hmm.
If any team was likely to come along and just say, could we really screw this for them? Could we? It'd be them.
They're the Welsh Shield winners,
I know, and
that's not nothing.
But they're so far down the table that this match doesn't matter to them. This is nothing for them. So I want us going out and smashing them. 5 points out of this game, bare minimum. Absolutely bare minimum. And the tie of the round has to be Munster versus Lions.
Literally saved the best one to last.
Yeah. Munster need to win, or at the very least get a bonus point to give themselves a chance to be in. There's a few people thinking, oh no, we're grand, we're in the final 8. They're not necessarily. If I get the Friday results I want, that is Cardiff, Ulster and Connacht winning, and then we win. If Munster lose and don't get a bonus point, they're in 9th. If Munster if that sequence of events happens, you get Leinster on 1st, then Glasgow, then Stormers, then Bulls, Lions, Cardiff, Ulster, Connacht.
When you consider that that's even a possibility, it's even it's actually a mathematical possibility for Leinster to finish 1st and Munster 9th. When you consider what happened at Croke Park in round 4, it's unbelievable, like the transformation since then. But it can happen.
It's so mad how their season. That was one of those games, and I talked about it on the main pod. A game where the other team wants it more.
Yeah,
and they really did. And they deserved the win that day.
Absolutely.
Where's that team been all season then afterwards? They've had some good wins, they've had some good performances, but nothing to that level. They were at the very top of their game in that Croke Park match in a way that I don't think we've seen the rest of the season. If Munster win, and I've based my maths on Munster winning. I've based most of it on people winning with bonus points, though they may not. 55 or 56 is their maximum final total. If Munster win, Connacht go out.
Yep.
And then the scenario I don't want is one where both Ulster and Cardiff lose, in which case the top of the table, the top four, stay pretty much as they are, assuming we win. Where it's Glasgow, Stormers, Leinster, Bulls. And if Munster win, they can be on 55 or 56 points, with Lions on the 53 they're on now, or 54. Connacht, if Connacht win, that puts them on 52. And sorry, it's not Connacht who go out there, it's Ulster who go down in that situation. Cardiff would have 50 points, and should Ulster not get any points out of their game against Glasgow, they run the risk of going out in 9th spot. It is like I've done versions of this where we've got, if everything is different to what I want it to be, like I would love a situation where if Ulster can get at the very least a bonus point, but still lose, and Cardiff lose with no bonus point, then we have 4 Irish provinces in the last 8. And that is, for Irish rugby, that's ideal. It's not ideal for Leinster. It means we have to travel. But it's the only scenario that makes it work, is that the top 4 all win their games. And then beyond that, let's say, Munster would overtake Lions, Cardiff would drop down, and Connacht would leapfrog Ulster and Cardiff, but Cardiff would hit the bottom because they've got that minus 25 points difference. I know I'm probably not explaining this as well as people might want to hear, but it is so tight.
Yeah.
That literally any version of possible results just changes everything. Leinster will know exactly what they need to do come Friday night. They will know if first or second is possible, or if going out and any kind of win is fine, it'll do. We need to be taking points out of this, but I would want us to be winning that with 5 match points, regardless of how things go on Friday, as a statement of intent. But we are dependent on one team who've beaten us this season and one team who haven't, to give us our opportunity to go first. I would love to not have to travel. And not just that, like, because we've talked about it before, the difference having home knockout games makes, because that's what pays for an NIQ for a year. Or that's what pays for grassroots coaches getting training, and that's what builds a system that allows players to develop from minis to provincial level. So those home games really matter. As things currently stand, we're in a position where we only get a quarterfinal. We want to be in a position on Friday where we can be pushing to get all the way through to a final at home. So come on, Ulster, come on, Cardiff. And I didn't realise I was a lifelong Cardiff fan. I wasn't when they beat us, but I am now.
Amen. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a fascinating situation. I mean, we always look at Leinster's game every weekend, and people might be going to it as well, going to the Viva, and it's great. But this particular weekend is one where you have to be paying attention to from Friday evening. Every single game Friday evening means something. We love seeing Connacht do well as well. So the 3 big matches all happening at the same time, and then, like you say, Bulls v Benetton will finish just before. So all the teams immediately around us will be playing before we even kick off, and then to finish, you got Munster v Lions. Nothing will be decided until that game is done.
Until that game
so
finishes.
It's like So it'll be.
It's so good for the competition that it's this tight. that there's no certainty. The only thing for certain is that there are 5 teams definitely playing a quarter-final, and the other 3 have to be decided. And then there is the whole argument of who goes where and who has to travel and who ends up playing against who.
Yeah. That's why we call it the best league. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, Conor, we're going to leave it there. Many thanks for that. And if you, the viewer, have any thoughts on the way the URC shapes up going into the final week, or indeed anything you'd like us to harp on in future, please leave your comments below. And sure, while you're at it, be sure to like, share, and subscribe as well.